Hello, my name's Brian. I'm an agile management consultant, and earlier last year I left the smoke of old London town and headed north. Welcome to glorious Yorkshire. Now I'm using the agile management practices to get stuff done around the house. We have some grand plans on the roadmap. But plans are nothing. We've actually got to get stuff done. But if agility is just a bunch of silly words to you, then don't worry. Stick around. Just enjoy watching stuff getting done. Day 6. Had a couple of days leave with the family, so hadn't had a lot of progress. And the weather has now changed for the cooler. But goal today is to get studs in here in the middle and then try and get the tongue and groove in place. I think I'm going to do the tongue and groove before the roof. I think. Right, first tongue and groove is in. It's as level as I can get it. The beam itself, as we know, there is twist in it, rises by about a centimetre in the middle. Annoyingly, it's split as I try to get it up into place. Probably glue that, and by the time I've got the next layer in, it'll disappear. We stuck a phosphor bronze nail hidden in there. It's going in at a roughly 30-degree angle. Hides all the fixings, give a nice clean finish.
Phosphor bronze nails are used because they won't react with the oak. Unlike standard steel nails, which can rust very quickly due to the tannins in the oak. The downside of phosphor bronze nails is that they are soft and can't be hammered through the oak directly. Each nail has a pilot hole drilled, then it's hammered in. Finally, a cold chisel is used as a drift to fully hammer it into place flush with the tongue and groove, so that the next piece of tongue and groove can slot in. Repeat until done, with the process getting increasingly challenging as the lower levels are reached and the clearance to swing a hammer gets less and less. I have to break out the picnic rug and lie on the floor to get the bottom run of tongue and groove nailed in place. I'm very pleased with how it's turned out. The pattern of the joins all lining up nicely with the stud work behind.
I've lost track of where I am, whether this is day 7 or day 8. Don't know. Yesterday disappeared into mowing the lawns, tidying up leaves, all sorts of other stuff like that. Today, I think the goal is get the roof panels on, but let's see what we can get done.
The panels are first cut to length and width on the ground. One of the panels will have a join in the middle, as it is made up of the offcuts from the other 4 panels. Because the top of the frame ended up being off by about 10 millimeters, as we discovered earlier, this now means that this isn't sitting square like it should. We can adjust for that, but it's going to take a little thinking.
Because it's not square, it's not quite coming down through the middle there. Not impossible to fix, but not ideal. Might see if this piece will fit a different bay which is slightly thinner. So I've moved the panel along to a different bay, and here we're perfect. We are within 1 millimetre of the line, which is probably accuracy of just me bolting things down. So that's damn on. So I think I'm just going to trim it to fit this one, and then we'll take all measurements from here and be prepared to deal with the far end. So I need to cut it down to there, and that measurement is going to be beam to beam. Okay. .1035.
Once the first panel is in as a reference, it's easy enough to take measurements off of that to cut the remaining panels to width. Even the tricky last panel, the parallelogram, isn't too hard.
Current intent is 8, 16, 24 screws per panel, 5 panels, 100 and something screws. I do not have 100 screws in said box.
Every screw needs a pilot hole and then countersinking. $120 holes, bit swap between the pilot drill and the countersink. I'm going to be at this for some time.
Last one. I can steal from the next project. What have we got? Ugh. 5x50, box 200. Yeah, that's what I'm after. I'll have to pay this project back though. Fresh screws, keep going. This is it, last one. Now that I can see that wall, I'm gonna have to repaint it. The good weather is about to end, so desperately trying to get a roof covering on in order that it protects the plywood underneath. Thunderstorms forecast for tomorrow afternoon. Better get moving. So the next job is to sort out this edge. Need to put a round over on the top because the felt is going to come over and then underneath. and it doesn't like going over sharp edges. They can't stay there, they need trimming off. Better go do that.
Preparation is important, but it is just preparation for the main event.
Roofing adhesive, it is vile stuff, but necessary to get the felt stuck onto the roof. So, crack it open, sacrifice a brush, and get it done. My plan is to paint the section, unroll it a bit, paint the section, unroll it a bit, keep it manageable. I'm following a line, and that'll give me enough of a lip at the front to fold over and tack under, possibly on another day. Vile stuff, hence protective gear, or as protective as it gets. Ah, tree. Just to stop anything leaking down the gap. And onto the tractor. Trying to protect it, not cover it in tar. It's nowhere near finished, but we can start to make use of it. So I think I'll park the tractor in it. That way it'll be protected from the weather a bit more than it has been. Yeah, definitely going to need to get that in under cover, because the ain't going to last much longer.
It might not be finished. The roof needs another layer. The interior partition is missing, and I haven't even started thinking about doors. But it is finished enough to provide shelter for the lawn tractor, to keep the worst of the Yorkshire weather away. This is incremental delivery. Use what you've got. Finishing the roof, the interior partition, and those doors, they are all for another day.